This edge is the way siding typically looks. When you see these boards like this, and then up there in the soffit, see that board up there? Most likely, that is covering damage to the siding. See over this ledge? See that board up there? Right in there? That's most likely covering damage. Covering damage. This band board over here, most likely covering damage. And coming down here, we're supposed to have kick-out flashing. Anytime the roof covering butts up adjacent to a wall. So we're missing our kick-out flashing over here. They probably added this kick-out flashing because there's more wood damage over here. Your rain gutter butt ends, it's supposed to be about an inch difference, inch space between the butt ends and kick-out flashing and the wall. Otherwise you develop damage like this and damage like that. We've got high soil conditions right in here and debris and high soil conditions and debris and foliage. Our mortar is washing out from between our brickwork around this window and some of the brickwork on the north wall, which we'll get to. These are double pane aluminum frame windows. And I think I scared my client earlier. I said it was single pane. So there should be some confidence in that, knowing that they got double pane aluminum frame windows. But the brickwork, okay, we got some mortar missing right there. Moving on along. The siding is not, well, that one feels okay. But a lot of the siding is too tight. They probably wanted it all to be tight like that. Okay, but the siding is supposed to slide to allow for thermal expansion. So this is the southwest corner. And then up here we have some rotten fascia board and some rotten soffit, and we got some amateurish repairs right there. See, it's kind of pulling away and stuff. And then we're moving on along. This type of walkway is beyond the scope of this inspection. Okay, this is not flat work. This is not a real estate improvement. It's not dimensionally uniform, and if you get somebody that's challenged, if you will, then you know, inebriated or age challenged or handy capable, then this might be a trip hazard. Fences next to the structure are conducive to wood destroying insects, termites, carpenter ants by design. Everybody wants a fence. Everybody wants a kitchen. Everybody wants a bathroom. All those things are conducive. So it's conducive, but it is by design. Coming on along, we got a soffit vent. We got a gable vent. We don't have much in the way of gable vents. We don't have much in the way of soffit vents, for that matter. So we got some concerns about the attic. And then, you know, if this is a walkway, just know that it's a narrow walkway. It's not, you know, like an official walkway. It's an unofficial walkway. Coming along here, and we'll go along the south side. But you can see some fascia damage right up in there where the water's not rolling off the roof exactly right. And this fireplace was installed as the foundation was poured later. You have a cold joint that runs across there, and that's conducive to wood destroying insects. What are you going to do about it? Nothing, but it is. We're moving on along. So backyard, we got a little bit of negative drainage right in here. We've installed French drains in certain areas, and this brickwork And there's some pictures on the graphics that show that the patio being a wooden deck that was on top. But I guess when they installed the French drains, they just came in and installed the brickwork. It looks a little better. But we don't know what's underneath the brick. We know what the driveway looks like. We know what the garage looks like. So we can only imagine what the patio deck looks like. But there it is. Gas piping coming into the house. It should be painted and sealed so it goes through the wall. We don't have any window screens. We got some cracks between the soldier brick. These are sailor bricks. These are soldier bricks. I guess because that looks like a boat, and this is guys marching across the whatever. All right, we've got some separation here and here and around this one. And also, the exterior light fixtures should be sealed to help prevent moisture infiltration from getting into them. And then here's some of our soffit vents again, and they're dirty. The exterior fixtures, okay, they should have an in-use cover. The exterior receptacles, they should have an in-use cover. It kind of looks like a little football helmet or whatever, a little bubble thing, so that you can plug things in and still be protected from the rain. These are protected from the rain only when they're not in use. One time that was good enough, but no, it's supposed to have a protective cover so you can plug in Christmas lights, for example. French drains are beyond the scope of this inspection. Okay, I mean, I've got some pictures that were shared online that the seller had supplied show how the French drains were being installed, which is helpful. It's helpful, but I mean, it's helpful for my client, but I still don't know the condition of the piping under the ground. So, this is the back faucet, and it works. We talked about this, but what we didn't talk about, I mean, we're going to talk about this in a future video, but this should be sealed with like this trim board. It should be sealed around here. This should have a slip joint, and then we got holes in our siding right here. Okay, well, can water get in there? Got holes in our siding. Can water get in there? And then here's the thing. I made this up. If they're siding, they're hiding. Okay, this house was not built with vinyl siding. It had wooden siding like around the front courtyard. So when they installed this siding, there was probably a reaction. And so it was installed to cover something, most likely. I don't know because I can't see behind there. I can see up here though. Got some soffit repairs. It's awful soft. What does sealant do? It dries and shrinks and pulls away. And speaking of windows, some of our glazing strips, maybe not speaking of windows, but as I jump around, look, squirrel, but some of our glazing strips are cracking and kind of, okay. Trees should not be closer than 25 feet to a structure. Okay, so that's an actual deficiency. Different types of trees have different root systems. I don't know how they all work, but by the way, that is a recognized deficiency. So it's going to make the report. If nothing else is wrong with the foundation, I'm going to say the trees are too close. So I have a whole video about the garage floor. I incorporated. In fact, at the end of the garage floor video, when you see that, I want to apologize because I said something in line of, and we know what the patio looks like. That last line that you're going to see, I'm referring to the driveway. But I had all comments about this and this and this. More French drains. We've got stair-step cracks through the brick and mortar this direction and in this direction. So when you got them going in two directions like that, that's some pretty good displacement. And this goes again towards the garage floor, and it's probably failing, and it probably needs some work to minimize this. Now know this. Look at this. This is what, 40, 50 feet, 30, 40 feet. All right. So 30, 40 feet, we do not have any control joints. This is an asphalt street, so I can't use that as an example. We don't have any control joints. So that way when the house moves, we live in North Texas. And, and we're standing on top of a tributary that goes to the White Rock Lake. So, or the aquifer, the creeks and everything goes in that direction. And so we're in an area that's prone to movement. And you get this much brick. Today we've learned to put control joints in the brickwork to help minimize this kind of cracking. And you can't retrofit a control joint, I get that, but we've got a broken soffit board up here. We're moving on along. We had one over here. I guess I could show you, so why not? Got a hole in the mortar between the brickwork on the second course. I'm gonna get over here by this window. Between the window frame and the, do you think water's gonna go in there? I do. I think water jump right off in there. And the mortar's washing out between this brick too. And then we've got mortar washing out over here, 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 over here. Over here. All that needs to be... These are weep holes. We expect weep holes. We want weep holes. Brick is a very good building product. This house can burn down and you can reuse the brick. And it's a very good insulator, both for sound and for, to keep cold in and hot out, or hot in or cold. It's a good insulator. But a characteristic of brick is it's also very porous. And when water hits it, it just soaks right through it. And that's why we have these weep holes. Most of the time you're only going to see vapor coming out of there, water vapor. Most of the time that's what you're going to see. If you have an event, I hope you don't, I've seen a couple, water will come out of there. But we don't need weep holes up here. Okay, those would let gases, usually vapor, or water out. These would let water, and for that matter, on a humid day, vapor into your wall system. So no. So just no. We're moving on along here. We got a little bit of high sill on this corner. And then, it's kind of interesting how they trimmed around the brick right there. I don't know what that's about. It seems to me they could have put like a fascia board or a trim board on that or something, but it's kind of an unusual application. It just kind of looks awkward, but I can't find any problem with it. The brick, it's not. And we're right about where we started. Well, while we're here, we got this electric junction box out here in this big old live oak, and we got some exposed wires. That's a little beyond the scope of this inspection, but we got some of that.